The food safety and quality assurance management programs covered a broad range of topics: HSE, microbiology, regulations, risk management. Lambton College is very big and spacious. There are so many spaces to sit at. All the professors are so supportive. We can ask them any question academically, like professionally. They will answer anything. So we learn theoretical concept in class and apply that knowledge in labs. And we learn all the techniques and so that we can apply that knowledge in industry level. So it is mix of both theoretical and practical. So after coming here, I think I was like not this much confident coming in front of people talking. I was not this person. After coming here, after studying in Lambton College, I have become like outgoing person.
Hello, everyone. This is Veronica Hislop at Food Grads, and I am joined with Bhumika Jani, who is a food safety and quality assurance management student at Lambton College. And in this conversation, we're going to be asking all the questions that you want to know from a student that's attending Lambton College. We're going to be covering what the courses are offered are like. We're going to be, of course, talking about campus life. We're going to be talking about what this program's all about. So why don't you tell me your name, your program, and currently what year you're enrolled in?
So I'm Bhumika Jani and I'm from India. My background is MSc in microbiology and I'm currently enrolled in food safety and quality assurance management program at Lambton College and I'm passionate about food safety.
You mentioned earlier that you are from India. So what inspired you to go to Lambton over any other place?
So always liked Sarnia, the weather, and I explored other options as well. But like I mentioned earlier, like I'm from microbiology background, so I was always aware of food safety and how important it is to public health. So that inspired me to choose Lambton College over any other colleges because I wanted to study food safety. That's why.
Let's take it a step back because you mentioned microbiology, and I think that's a really interesting part about you.
Yeah.
So, how did you go from high school to where you are currently?
I took biology during my like high school, and then due to my interest, I took microbiology, and then I did masters. And during the course of my study, I studied about pathogens, how it impacts human health, how deadly diseases it causes. So then I realized that I should use my knowledge to like improve public health and study it further so that I can contribute to community and it is actually my interest. So that's why.
That sounds really lovely. You know, to be able to make a difference in the world, and I'm assuming Lambton College being there is that next step to help build you out in that journey. So that's amazing. Actually, you know what? Let's dive a bit more into Lambton College. You say that you are in the Food Safety and Quality Assurance Management program. So tell me a little bit about the program. Tell me about some of the specific topics that you're covering, maybe the courses, maybe we'll dive into the labs. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. The food safety and quality assurance management programs covered a broad range of topics such as HSE, food microbiology, regulations, risk management, and curriculum also includes theoretical and practical knowledge as well. This program also provide opportunities for industry experience with visits to food processing facilities, and this helps to bridge the gap between classroom learning and real life applications.
That's amazing. I'm definitely going to dive a little bit deeper into that because I think that experiential learning is something that people love. And but for now, I'm going to focus on the coursework part of your program. So, when it comes to courses, are they like more your standard courses? You know, you have this lecture with like hundreds of people in the room, you have this professor, then you take tests, you learn topics. Like, what is the structure of some of the
Uh,
courses that you're taking at Lambton College?
this mix of practical and theory. So, for example, in food microbiology, like I mentioned earlier, it is very important in context of food safety. So, we learn theoretical concept in class and apply that knowledge in labs, and we learn all the techniques which are like actually practically applicable. and so that we can apply that knowledge in industry level. So it is mix of both theoretical and practical.
Okay, so it sounds like you're learning a lot in the classroom and you're taking a lot of labs. And I want to dive a little bit deeper into that with the labs. I know I've done a lot of different labs through my university experience, organic chemistry, physics, but they're all really broad. And I can imagine going to a college like pardon me, going to a college like Lambton, that you are going to very specialized labs. And you know what? Now that I think about it, that might be a very general question asking about your favorite ones. So heck, I know my memory. If you ask me what my favorite, I kind of forgot. So instead, let's talk about the labs you did in the past few weeks. Tell me a little bit more about them.
So, in the last lab, it was microbiology lab. So last week we isolated bacteria. Like I mentioned earlier that I am from microbiology background, so it interests me more. And studying bacteria is very important because, for example, E. coli outbreak happens, and you need to study its colony characteristics, how it looks. So I think in context of practical experience, it is so important. So that's why I enjoy it so much.
I love that. I love how there's like this bridging of a gap to something you've done in the past because, as you mentioned, like you came from a microbiology background. So being able to come into Lambton and work on that, that's pretty amazing. So, but you know, for a lot of students, they might not be new. They might be totally new to microbiology. Like they have no microbiology background from coming into Lambton College. And that's like a very new experience that they get to try.
Yeah.
And it's a very applicable field because, like, as you mentioned with E. coli in the food industry, that's like a
Yeah.
constant thing that needs to be watched for. So,
Mm.
yeah, for
Yeah.
people that are new, that's like a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've done microbiology labs. I know you are in the food safety program, but I know that a lot of students actually might be doing like product development or research. Is that something that you do in your labs as well?
So in third semester there is a lab for product development, but I'm in my second semester, so I haven't done that. So I check program curriculum. So in the next sem there is a lab for product development.
Okay, so it's next year. Okay, because you're
Yeah.
in your first year.
Yeah.
But that sounds fun though. It sounds like
Yeah.
um, actually quite surprised because I've heard from some of your colleagues that are at your school, or should I say students, they've shown their research and development projects, and it sounds really fun. So to be able to do a food safety program and also get to do that, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Like doing your own thing, developing your own product, and that sounds cool. Yeah.
So you're doing labs, which sound really amazing. How are the faculty and like professors? Is there anything that you want to share about them, about how they've really made a really great experience for you?
So, like all the professors are so supportive. We need to we can reach out to them without any hesitation. If we have any question, any doubt, we can definitely reach out to them. We can ask them any question academically, like professionally. They will answer anything. So we don't need to worry about anything. They are so supportive.
That's awesome. So it sounds like your faculty not only helps teach you, but they're also really good at being like good networkers, being someone who's a good mentor, being someone who can actually connect you with the industry. They're not just professors teaching, but like
Yeah.
a connection.
Like most professors are have experience from industry, so they can give like real life experience, job related, how you can apply for jobs, and they are kind of like motivating.
And do you have
Yeah.
like any examples of professors? Like you said that they worked in the industry. Have they worked in quality assurance? Have they worked in research and development labs? Like where are they within the food industry?
Like all professors have different experience. Some have experience in like tallies, basically food industry. Some professors have experience in like sanitation. Some professors have experience in like a regulatory industry, like wide variety of experiences. So we get to learn from like industry experts basically. They have like significant experience. So yeah.
One of the things that you had mentioned is that you have had experiential learning. So you've actually had the chance to go to food processing facilities, and that sounds pretty fun. So tell me a little bit more about that.
So like in the last semester we visited Conestoga meat facility. in which they process meat, and we actually learned about like how they practice food safety, and we learn process start to the end, how it actually works. We were able to apply like theoretical knowledge in practical way, in like how we are going to work as a QA, and we learn a lot of things in that facility.
Wow, so you were really given a tour of the facility?
Yeah, yeah, we
Okay,
were given
okay.
a tour.
Wow. Okay. I guess that worked. I shouldn't say worked, but I guess you had the opportunity to talk with some quality assurance technicians and talk to some of the food safety professionals. So, how was that part of the experience for you?
When we were taking the tour, and a person who was giving us tour, we used to ask our queries and they used to answer, and it helped us to clear a lot of concepts of food safety.
So, Bhumika, like, I feel like we covered about your high school. We talked about, your microbiology, but I want to dive a little bit more because, like, what was that reason that you chose food safety and microbiology to begin with? Because that can be very personal to a lot of people. So, what was it that made you say, like, yes, I want to go into food safety?
So I want to mention that I found my new passion during my this food safety journey. I have like really I have love for animals, and I always wanted to do something for animals. And as I mentioned earlier, I am from microbiology background, so I was not quite sure. Like I want to follow my passion, I want to study, but there was one topic. It was lab grown dairy. So in which what we can do that we grow meat in the lab without the use of animals, and that concept really sparked interest in me. So in future, probably I would like to go and research about that. If I were not here, I wouldn't have like known about that topic. So I really found my passion basically. So that I wanted to share.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be able yeah, I think that is so interesting and it's just like such a timely topic right now. There's so much lab work that's being done in terms of like lab grown meats and like, trying to minimize the amount of animal products that we consume.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's like kind of very new field. There has been no like that much research, but I want to study deeply in it.
So, we've talked about the courses, we've talked about the labs that you've attended, but I know a big part about being in college and university is the campus life, like walking to and fro campus, like exploring different things, checking all the cool places to eat. Like, for example, I'm at the Toronto Metropolitan University, and the place that I'm in, like, particularly the building that I work in, it used to be a pharmaceutical school. It used to be um, like a lot of history behind it, but it's like really beautiful. It's really bright. I love the skylight. I love being there, sitting there. I like the library building. We also have the student learning building. Like there's so many
Mhm.
places that I can go on campus, which I love, but I don't really know a lot about Lambton College. So tell me about your campus and what are some of your favorite spots that you enjoy being at on campus?
So, like Lambton College is very big and spacious. There are so many spaces to sit at. I'm a like nature lover, so I like to sit beside the windows and like enjoy reading and like staring out of window, going to the library, meeting people, and like there are so many international students from diverse background and hanging out with them. That is like my favorite part of my campus life.
Do you have any places you like to eat on campus or is there like any food spots?
Yeah, yeah, like there is big cafeteria. So I like to hang out with my friends with there and like just grab a cup of Tim Hortons. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't beat having a nice Timmy's break before and after or like
Yeah.
between classes. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's college experience. You got to get your coffee fix in between. But, I want to talk about now, okay, so we've painted a picture of your college life in terms of like being on campus. And as a student, you said earlier that you are in your second semester, but what does a typical week look like? A student might know, oh, I'm signing up for Lambton College, but like what's my workload going to look like? What's the week going to look like?
So my weekend life is like 5 days a week. My Mondays are mostly lectures, and Tuesdays are labs and lectures, and Thursday we have evening lectures, and Friday we have lab. So it is a mix of like both lab and lecture, like 50-50 kind of a thing. We have like pretty not, I would not say it's hectic, but we pretty much have classes like 5 days a week.
And just out of curiosity, I know where I am, classes go from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. typically, with sometimes labs even going in the evenings. Is there a typical day for yours? Like, what time do the classes start?
So my earliest class start from like 10:30, like in this semester, and my like last lecture last till like 8:30. I have classes from 5:30 to 8:30, one class. So it pretty much whole day. Yeah.
And then, okay, actually, with that, that reminds me. Um, okay, so we have student life, we have work life. Another big part of the university college experience is clubs and student groups. Are you a part of any of these groups?
Uh, I'm part of, I'm a Academy ambassador, in which I advise students to download their Academy health insurance card and etc.
So, like, how did you find them? Like, was this on campus or was this like outside of campus?
So when I was in India, I received a link. It was like college group or something like that, and I received a link, and uh, it was. I thought that it would be like great for networking, and I love helping people. So I thought, why not? And I'm enjoying it so far.
That sounds really cool. It's nice to know that you have this opportunity and
Yeah.
it's not just like lectures and labs, like you can do things outside of school as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many opportunities, volunteering opportunities in which you get to meet people, like business club, like women's club. So many people are joining that, and people do like networking activities in there, and you get to meet new people from different background. You get to learn different mindset, and yeah, everything every day is your new thing. Yeah.
Great. Like one of the things that are really good about, I think, the college and university experience is that, like you mentioned before, there is a very diverse set of people and there's so many different opportunities that you can, like, as you mentioned earlier, business. And it's like, hey, I love food safety, but then I'm like, pack on a little bit of business on the side. And I guess what I'm just saying is you can combine a lot of different passions. You don't have to just, I'm going to school for food safety. That's all I'm going to do. I know some people might enjoy trying cooking. So it sounds like there's a lot of different things that you could do on campus as well that I didn't
Yeah.
even mention.
Yeah, people are joining in those like according to their interest. Like I'm interested in business, I will join business club, and yeah, there are so many clubs to uh, go at.
And then, coming back to, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into your coursework. Like your coursework in your program, you mentioned has HACCP. There's many different things that you talked about. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about some of the topics that you're covering in your favorite course? Like one of my favorite courses that I took in school was physical chemistry, and like I had no clue what the heck was going on at the beginning of the my time learning about it, and as I kept going I learned more and more and it became a lot more enjoyable. So tell me about your favorite courses and let's dive a little bit deeper into that.
My favorite is obviously food microbiology, because I have background in it, and it is, according to me, it is like most relevant to the food safety context. Like there are so many outbreaks that has happened in the past, and it killed like lot of people. So it is directly linked to this. Uh, when you study food microbiology, you learn how to control pathogens, how to reduce the risk to the public, and at the end, you are ensuring a public safety, food safety, by applying your like theoretical knowledge to the practical world. That's why that's my favorite subject.
I like that food microbiology. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
in every single food manufacturing facility. You need to have someone who knows a lot about food microbiology.
Yeah.
And then how have the courses, sorry, I mean the labs been with microbiology? Because I assume you would have taken labs for microbiology, correct? Like, tell me a little bit more about what you do in those labs.
So labs are generally for like 2 hours, and they give us procedure and like lab manual. In that we have all the requirements, all the procedures. We have to read through it, and like if we have any question we can ask the instructor, and they will guide us how to perform particular experiment, and clear our doubts and like all the things to help us perform good.
Okay, okay. And then do I assume after the labs you have to do some kind of report after that or based on the results that you found?
Yeah, we need to prepare lab reports. In some labs, we need to prepare like handwritten lab reports. Like in some labs, such as food chemistry, we need to submit our typed like lab reports and submit our results. So af- after we submit our reports, then we get grades according to that, according to our performance, obviously.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. Would you say, like, again, I know that you have a microbiology background. I know that you mentioned that, but within this program, do you think that it's one that someone could take like right out of high school? Because I guess what I'm trying to gauge is like, you mentioned food chemistry, and they teach you the very, very like basic basics, like how to pipette, or is it something like you come into the program and you already expect to be able to pipette, and then
um,
you just like apply the skills?
So I would say you should not come to after like high school. You need to have some kind of a knowledge. They obviously teach you, but I would suggest that if you have some science related background, for example, BSc chemistry, BSc biotechnology, microbiology, and whatever, you need to have some like science related background to be actually able to do the experiment. If you don't have the background, they will explain you, but it will be difficult to clear your concept. So you need to have some like background understanding. So it's better to come after graduation in like science related field.
Oh, okay, so it's like a postgraduate. I think they call it a postgraduate career or degree. You know, actually, it is a postgraduate degree. What am I saying? Okay, so that clears up a lot of things. Okay, so it does expect you to have a little bit of a background knowledge, but obviously, like it's not. You need the bare basic skills, but it's still beginner friendly.
Yeah, yeah, postgrad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is like a requirement actually. It is a requirement to.
Cool. And then I was curious with your program. I know that certifications can be really important to the food and beverage industry, especially like food safety. Like I think that you can get was I think another college like an SQF certification. And I was just curious if through your program there are any opportunities to get certified, maybe for example, like in HACCP.
Yeah, there is. I'm not really sure, but there is. I don't have like that much information right now, but yeah. And our program has co-op. I forgot to mention earlier. My program has co-op, so it will benefit us to get like industry experience and get like real job experience.
So, okay, so if I'm not mistaken, you're currently looking for your summer term will be the next co-op term, right?
No, I'm from like September intake, so uh, my co-op will be in like next January. We will have summer break right now, and after that we will be in like third semester from September to December, and then last term will be the co-op. If we are not able to secure the co-op, then we have to enroll in like will project.
Actually, let's talk a bit more about co-op within terms of because I know that you're in a 2 year program, or well, it's a 3 year program. You know what? Why don't you talk about your program in terms of just like years when you do your co-op terms and how that works out in terms of structure?
Okay, so I am in like 2 years of program. We have like 4 semester. Uh, First 3 semester it's like regular study. We have 4 months break in between. Like I'm from September intake, so it works like that. So in last semester, you have two options. Either you need to do co-op or will project. If you need to have minimum GPA requirements. So for my program, it's like 2.8. You need to get at least 2.8 to be able to eligible for co-op program. And if you get less than that or you are not able to secure the co-op, then you will have to do like will project.
So is that
Yeah.
like a term on campus?
Yeah, it is on campus. You need to pay a little bit of fees. Like I'm not sure about the amount, but if you are able to secure co-op, you don't need to pay anything. But if you are doing will project, you will need to pay some fees to do that, and it will be basically in the classroom. So I am not sure about the curriculum, but it generally prepares you for the industry, like alternative to co-op. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Bhumika. Again, you have to plan as much as we talk about like the topic. Sometimes even just like the literal structure makes a big difference in where you decide to go. So let's talk about the future. Let's talk more about. So obviously, you came to a great program, you came to a great college, but I bet you have a dream for the future. So you're going to be graduating in the next year or so. So tell me, like, where do you see yourself after graduating? Where would you like to be after you've had this Lambton experience?
So I'm extremely interested in research work, and I'm generally curious about lot of things. Like I mentioned earlier, I would like to go in like lab grown meat or like uh, lab grown dairy industry. I want to stay in like food safety and microbiology. I am kind of exploring, but I'm sure that I want to go in research field for sure.
That sounds lovely. I love the idea of it's such an exciting field right now, and lab grown meats are continuing to grow.
Yeah. You can, yeah, you can do like pretty much anything. It is like very wide field. We get to study of lot of topics, and you need to explore your interest, and you can decide whatever you want to do after completing your studies.
So, Bhumika, I mean, you're coming on the show right now, you're talking to me about your different experiences, but I know for a lot of students, like being in college is really much about growth, developing. I guess I want to share a personal story about you, get to know you a little bit rather. So, is there like maybe there's like a test or maybe there was a lab? Like, has there been any challenges that you've gone through? Have you grown throughout your Lambton College experience? Like, how have you shifted as a person and changed since you've been in the program?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so after coming here, I think I was like not this much confident. I was not involved in volunteering stuff and like coming in front of people talking. I was not this person. After coming here, after studying in Lambton College, I have become like outgoing person. I have been able to like make so many friends and. Back in India, I was not able to speak publicly. Right now, we have lot of like presentation in class presentation. So I have overcome my stage fear, and I can pretty much speak with anyone. So yeah, my confidence level has increased a lot, and I can talk with anyone right now. So I'm uh, feeling good about that.
Amazing. I mean, the fact that you're even sharing this is it's actually a little bit surprising. I mean, considering that we are on a interview podcast right now, like I'm interviewing you and you are lighting up. Like honestly, having this conversation, I would have never even had any idea that you were like that before.
Yeah, I like it is like out of my comfort zone, but like I'm feeling pretty much confident right now. I can do anything. Yeah, it's very new for me. I haven't done this before, honestly. Yeah.
I love that. And I mean, I'm just thinking about like quality that's going to be super important. Like we talk about, you're being in the lab, we've talked about going into the industry. And, one of the things surprisingly is being in quality assurance and food safety and research is you actually have to talk to a lot of people despite you would think it's like a lab job, like you really focus down, but you actually have to be able to communicate and be able to present yourself and your ideas. So I think it's a pretty surprising skill for those that realize that you're not just a lab rat.
Yeah, I wasn't shy, but I thought, no, I think that I was not given opportunity. Right now, I have opportunity, and I'm able to express myself and I like apply my knowledge. So yeah. So in masters, it was like very high level of study. We did dissertation. Like I have in-depth knowledge of microbiology. So my college was like really good in India. We had professors like with 15 years of experience with PhDs. My all professors were like so qualified, and they really helped me to clear out my concept.
Being a Lambton student sounds really fun. So I just want to hear from you. Like, what are the things that are exciting you the most about Lambton College? Like, what is the best part about being there?
Uh, so for me, it's like international experience, meeting new people, learning their things, and obviously academically, we are learning a lot of things. But like at personal level, we are meeting new people and learning about them. It's like pretty much new experience for me. So I really like that.
I like that. And then, you're kind of coming to the end of your
Yeah.
first year and a lot has happened. So, like, looking back, do you have any advice for those that are looking to go into the program or maybe those that are just starting out?
So I would say it's the really great program to be in. There are so many future opportunities. If you are passionate about food safety, then I would suggest like go for it. We have like very good future.
I like that, Bhumika. I like that. I think I'm going to
Yeah,
end it there. Thank you so much for sitting down with me and talking about Lambton College. It sounds like a wonderful program. It sounds like you found a great
yeah,
community to be within. It also sounds that you've been with a lot of great professors. It just sounds like a really great experience. So,
yeah.
thank you.